companies are reducing their office space. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee and let's have a look at this article from commercialrealestate.com.au because it's interesting. It's discussing many top-tier Australian companies reduced their office space in 2020, according to a CBRE report. Now, I've had even anecdotal evidence from viewers tell me, engineers who are going, they've got some clients where the project is taking 20,000 square meters of floor area down to 10, down to 5 even. So you've got more and more people, more and more businesses that are in these big office buildings that are looking at ways to save money. Rent is expensive. It's a luxury having a nice office. Maybe if you can have a flexible work environment where some people can work from home, some people can work from a coffee shop. Maybe people have become more used to the working on Zoom and other opportunities. Businesses might start reducing their floor area, their demands. And the question is, what impact will that have on the real estate investment trusts that have invested in these commercial office buildings all around Australia, particularly the ones in the inner city? And how is that going to compare to the ones at the outer edge? As well, we're entering a recession. So let's just have a look here. We're going to look at the Property Council data room. And one chart I just love bringing up is just showing the impact of the recession on office vacancy rates. Because, well, it's quite striking. You can clearly see the recession happening. Here's office vacancies. There you go. This is the result of the recession Australia had to have. You can see it's starting to pick up. That's overall Australia. It's evident there in Sydney. It's evident there in Melbourne. It's definitely evident in Brisbane, but not quite as much as Sydney and Melbourne. Adelaide, a little bit too, more dragged out. Perth, you can see, look, a sharp spike. Perth, over 30% vacancy rates, guys. Wow. Hobart, it had a double dip. Darwin didn't exist. It wasn't founded until 2010 when the Property Council started tracking it. Obviously, it was there beforehand. But Canberra, guys, look at Canberra. Delayed. Greater delay. Probably longer contracts, more government organisations, one would imagine. So this is going to be interesting because we're entering a recession and we're in a unique environment now because, well, technology is different to the last recession. Working from home is definitely feasible. I do it. We had an office. We had a retail space that we rented out, and I don't need it anymore. We're saving money. We're working remotely at home. One of the advantages I have is that I'm actually separate from the rest of the house. I need to walk outdoors to get into this little studio. The previous owner built it as a little music space, so it's perfect for me to work. Although I probably should get air conditioning. So still, we'll see. Is this the sign that there's going to be a hit to this sector? Or now will the market correct? Where will it go? Are you investing in real estate investment trusts? What do you think? Let us know. Let us know your favorite ones. So a new report has highlighted the intertwined fortunes of Australia's ASX-listed companies and inner-city office markets, with the vast majority of industries reducing their floor space in 2020. The report analysed the footprint of top 100 companies on the ASX across Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, Perth and Adelaide in the wake of the pandemic. Materials companies, including the mining sector, were the only ones to increase their office footprint by around 7,500 square metres in the first 9 months of the year, according to CBRE's office space report. That's fascinating. I'm not surprised. The materials sector is the second largest occupier of CBD space, taking up 8%, and overall it recorded a 1.7% rise on the ASX index during the first 9 months of the year. The financial services sector, which includes the big four banks, and accounts for 54% of office space. Look at that difference. The second biggest is 8. The biggest, the big four banks, is 54%. So, in the capital city CBD leased to ASX 100 companies, it's the largest. That sector reduced its CBD floor space by about 23,000 square meters during the same 9 months, and overall it recorded a 17.5% fall in the ASX index during the same period, the report found. CBRE Associate Director Tom Broderick predicted that this contraction could have further to run. Our expectation is that companies within the financial services sector are likely to contract the most, given their large footprint and cost containment pressures, Mr. Broderick said. However, so far the communication services sector has contracted the most this year, with a 29,000 square metre reduction in its footprint. But the report may also have some positive news. The top 100 companies occupy only 13% of the office space across all of the cities, suggesting that any protracted downturn in share market performance may not automatically flow onto CBD office market performance. They're not responding to the share market. They're responding to the recession, but okay. And I wouldn't say the share market is necessarily an indication of the recession. It's an indication of stimulus or hopium, or emotions. So downsizing, a result of many factors. Yeah, it is. I'm going to have a shot of coffee here. The contraction in space isn't solely related to COVID-19 pandemic. However, with some downsizing, a hangover from large-scale restructuring in the banking sector, including the exit from the wealth sector by the major banks in the aftermath of the Hayne Royal Commission. For example, ANZ is returning 4 levels of space in the ANZ Tower at 242 Pitt Street in Sydney to its landlord following the decision to offload its wealth business to IOOF and Zurich. The decision was reached last year, but the company has only recently applied for a development application with the City of Sydney to convert the 4 floors into separate spaces. Across ANZ's offices, demand for collaborative spaces is increasing, and the need for individual desking is becoming more versatile. ANZ Group General Manager of Property, Kate Langan, told Commercial Real Estate. In response to these changing work practices and following the sale of our wealth business last year, we agreed to return 4 floors of our Pitt Street office to the landlord under the terms of our lease. Ms. Langan said the COVID-19 crisis had led to other changes in the way ANZ assesses its office space requirement. We anticipate that COVID-19 will increase flexible working practices across the bank. In response, we have developed the How We Can Work program, a holistic initiative capturing all aspects of our operations, including health and safety, remote management, and adoption of new technologies, she said. So, maybe a little bit of spin there from ANZ. But I think we are seeing businesses reduce their floor plate as a cost-saving measure and a response to, well, more adoption of flexible working. I remember I had a coffee with a gentleman who was part of a legal practice. They didn't even have an office. They just met and found places where they could work, and they developed an app that let them share it. It's crazy. What do you think? Do you think REITs are going to cop a hit? We'll have to wait and see. As always, thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and want to support the content I create here, there are a few ways you can. You can join the channel on YouTube or Patreon. You can support us using our affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or Kucoin. You can buy merch from HeiseSays, use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint, or support us via PayPal. Take care, everyone. Have a great day, and I will see you all in the next episode.